The Jazz. Conley runs the point with Mitchell flanking him. O'Neal is out there with Rudy Gobert. And it's Bogdanovich in at the 3 spot. And so off the tip, it's Utah. Here are the 5 for the Clippers. They've got Paul George. Kawhi Leonard is out there with Morris. And there's Jackson. And it's Zubac in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Jackson. Back to Leonard. Jackson finds Leonard over Conley. Good work there as it goes. Leonard's got the first points up on the board here for the Clippers.
Yeah, you could be as physical as you want with Kawhi Leonard. He just stays with it and is unshaken.
Gobert trying to get open. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Utah shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And how fearless is Donovan Mitchell? I mean, as a rookie, in his first playoff series, he went off for 38 in a closeout game against none other than Russell Westbrook. And that's another area where he is just a superb player. Excellent at the free throw line.
George, that's a 2-pointer. Shot is good off the back rim and in.
Well, keep it or dish it. Those are the decisions Paul George is trying to make, and he makes the right one there.
Mitchell passes to Conley. The jump hook. The shot off that time. The Clippers go the other way with it.
And Marcus Morris has raised some eyebrows in the last couple of years, just being a much more efficient scorer.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even in a power finish. Here's Mitchell after the basket by Los Angeles.
Making the most of the screen, that's how it's done.
And it's in the perfect spot. Greg frees him up to get all the way to the bucket.
Really not enough help there. Lack of communication on the backside.
Zubac kicks to George. Leonard with the ball. 6 on the shot clock. And that one's good. George.
Or through you to win a game. And in Scottie Pippen later in my career, just a winner and somebody who I competed against for many years, but then having the opportunity to play with up close, I got a greater appreciation for his skill set.
And here's Rondo following the 3-pointer by Donovan Mitchell. And Derek Favors picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Los Angeles making a switch here. Everly's checked in. Defense doesn't get much better than the mobile 1 block we just saw on replay.
And early in the game, a defensive play like that goes a long way, establishing the attitude you want.
Mitchell against Rondo. At the elbow, it's Ibaka. That shot wide open.
And we're seeing some great ball movement out of this group, guys.
And here's Clarkson. He brings it up for the Jazz. Trailing by 2. On the wing, Mitchell. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Mitchell's got 9.
And footwork really so important. Donovan threads the drive there with such grace.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, earlier I spoke with Quinn Snyder. We talked about the problems Paul George can cause with his defense. Coach told me the sets we run with longer passes, those need to be adjusted. George is a ball hawk and changes how you operate on the perimeter. One thing we know about PG-13 guys is that he feasts on lazy cross-court passes. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Here's Rondo following the basket by Donovan Mitchell. Right side, Rondo. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Well, Rondo concentrating right there, focused. Even when you hit him, you can maintain that good balance.
Clarkson kicks to Mitchell. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. It's on Rajon Rondo. And this is his 2nd trip to the line tonight. The first free throw is good. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. Clippers have gone an incredible 8 of 9 from the field. And George, here we go. Rebounded by Clarkson.
I don't think the defense does enough out there to bother him.
Jam!
You knew something good was coming, Kevin, right?
A dynamic leaper with an impressive wingspan. Mitchell usually has some flashy dunks up his sleeve.
Here's Clarkson. Plays it in off the breakaway.
And that's how to make an impact with defense. Once the steal is made, you know they're going to be scattered.
George looking around. On the clock, outside Rondo. Over Mitchell. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Rondo's got his second basket of the game. Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for the Utah Jazz. They kept going to him again and again. Greg, if you're a small market team, how do you convince stars that you've drafted and developed to stay and re-sign?
It's a great question, Kevin. I actually think in a lot of ways it's easier today because you can be box office. You can be a superstar in a small market and have the name recognition because of the era we play in. And so I think the biggest way to keep them there is to build a championship caliber team around them. I think that is your saving grace. If you can prove to them that you can build a championship caliber team, I don't really think that there is a reason to want to leave.
That's a solid blueprint. He gets a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. For the Utah Jazz last season, there was a lot of fallout from the COVID crisis. But Rudy Gobert was able to patch up things with his teammates and specifically guard Donovan Mitchell after Gobert realized his mistake. For a team with so much maturity and potential to win, it's good to see them finally be able to turn the page. Guys?
Good to see things back on track. Thanks, David.
Well, there are some ways to fire up your teammates. That right there is one of them, thanks to Kawhi Leonard.
And the layup falls. Mitchell's got 4 points this quarter.
Doing a lot of nice work now from the field. He's helped get them this lead, and now he's helped them keep it.
A fader. Morris passes to Leonard. 6 to shoot. And the Clippers getting another bucket right there.
I love the patience, the tactical mindset of Leonard. He's so good at picking his spots, especially on the pick and roll.
Here's Mitchell. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
One of the more skilled offensive players that is on the floor here tonight. Not an easy fella to hold in check.
Leonard finds Morris. Now George. Takes the 3. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Well, Paul George taking initiative tonight and going right at the defense.
And so it's Mitchell who brings up the ball for the Jazz. Now, here's Clarkson. 8 points for him. And now it's Leonard running. Here we go. All the way. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
And he's caught fire this quarter yet to miss a shot.
And the Jazz call time here. Without question, George displaying his skills today.
A smart move here. Talk things over. He's really eating them up.
Yeah, it's been a great performance from him. Really staying focused on quality shots.
Yeah, this is showing that they're not going to play at anybody else's pace but their own.
Here's Jackson. Conley and Mitchell, the talented backcourt pair. Gobert is out there with O'Neal. And it's Bogdanovich in at the small forward position. That's the group starting the second half for Quinn Snyder. And George kicks to Morris. Over Mitchell. Morris, no good. Jazz trail by 3. Here's O'Neal. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. Hands the 12-footer. O'Neal's got the first points of the second half here for the Jazz. And here's Jackson. And the dunk by Jackson.
You know Jackson can just fly. I mean, that athleticism and energy is off the charts.
Now, here's Mitchell. He's got 21. Down low. Yep, it goes, and the Clipper lead is cut down to just one on the bucket from O'Neal.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Here's Zubac, and another three for the Clippers.
A really good decision there from Paul George. Quick to find the open man.
Utah's gone 5 of 8 from three-point land. 15 points and a deep ball for them tonight. Conley surveying the D. Over Morris. Good on that shot, and with that, the Los Angeles lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Conley.
How about that? Coming out to start the half, a perfect 3 of 3.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, Mike Conley is a 3-time Sportsmanship Award winner. He's also won the Teammate Award. And he's never been assessed a technical foul at any level of basketball. Now, some ask if going easy on the refs costs him calls down the road. But Coach Quinn Snyder said, it's hard to imagine that handling yourself with poise and respect can ever be a negative. Guys?
Well said. Thanks, David.
Yeah, Paul George anticipating contact, preparing for it. Just how smooth the finish was that, Kevin.
Mitchell kicks to Bogdanovich. Back to Mitchell. Like one of your former teammates, John Starks, would get under a guy's skin on the court. He's like a nuisance, but really opposite off the floor, away from the game.
I tell you, Kev, John's got a heart of gold, and anybody that knows him is going to be a fan of the person. John is as good a friend as I can ever recall having.
Here's what Utah's going with right now. Derek Favors checked in for Gobert, and it's Joe Ingles in for Mike Conley.
That's problematic for a defender, and he used his size to draw the foul that time.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. Throw good, Paul George. The Jazz making a switch here. Clarkson's checked in. The Clippers also making some changes. Serge Ibaka has checked in for Zubac. Patrick Beverly comes in for Morris. Rajon Rondo subbed in for Jackson. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
You wonder if Paul George finally has a situation here where he could show why he's an elite player, why he's an all-star, but to pay off how hungry he is to prove it with a late postseason run.
So impressive, the fortitude, the will to battle back, but it did take a lot of energy to get here.
Well, they didn't really have a choice at the position that they were. They had to fight hard. They've gotten that. They've outworked the other team, just fighting.
And he's able to get it back. And now another look at that mobile one-block defensive performance.
And read the play perfectly. Gets himself in the air at the right moment. Terrific denial.
The Jazz have gotten 6 of their 7 shots to go down in this quarter. What a fantastic start to the half. Favors finds Clarkson. Mitchell with it. He's got 27. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Yikes, that one stings there. Hurts so much more to turn the ball over, especially with how tight the game is.
Rondo against Mitchell. And the rejection by Favors. And so the ball's out of bounds. Favors touched it last. George with the bounce pass. Rondo with the ball. Favors picks him up. Rondo kicks to Beverly. Lock at 6. Got a piece of it. He had stolen by Ingles. Mitchell looking it over. Bogdanovich. That's for 2. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Mitchell's got 3 assists in the game.
And entering the league as a complimentary scorer, Bogdanovich put up 20 points a game last year. That was a career high in the 4th straight year that he improved his scoring average.
Utah calls timeout. Morris is checked in for the Clippers. Mitchell outside. Hands it from downtown. Mitchell's got 9 points now in just the second hit.
He's played a huge role in this game to this point, but it looks like he just wants more. He wants to make sure that this lead holds up.
The 3 from George. And again, it's the Clippers from deep.
Trying more and more to utilize the three-pointer. It's a good idea. That's his second 3 of the game. 1 in each half.
Favors at the elbow. Back to Clarkson. Banked in off the glass. Clarkson's got 13.
And the strength of Clarkson on display. Awesome job fending off the defense and not letting that deter him from scoring.
Now, here is Morris. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Over Favors. And again, the Clippers good for 2.
The polished mid-range game of Morris. Some of his best shots come from about that 12 to 20-foot range.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Rondo against Mitchell. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Mitchell's got 11 points in the quarter.
And the coaching staff loves this. Mitchell being assertive on offense and just imposing his will.
Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for the Utah Jazz.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
The coaches talk about it all the time, but to be able to play with that kind of feel, nice play, collaborating, improvising, and organic.
LA's gotten in the groove from three-point range. They are 4 for 4 since the third quarter ended. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play. Throw good, Paul George. Jazz have gone 5 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Strong work at that end of the floor. High post, Gobert working on Zubac. Now, here's Clarkson. He's covered by Leonard. And that one good from Clarkson.
This guy's a gamer.
Clippers have gotten it done so far from the field here in the fourth, going 6 for 7. Jackson passes to Zubac. To the middle, here's George, and George with the stuff.
That's why you turn to Paul George. These moments are for PG.
Utah's gotten off to a great start from three-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. And the Jazz call time here. And now, a moment to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Paul George.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
Kicks to Clarkson. Conley against Jackson. And here's Bogdanovich for 3. That's in there. Conley with the assist.
You cannot disrespect the shooting ability of Bogdanovich. When it's an important point in the game, they're looking for him.
Now here's Leonard. George passes to Morris. And another 3 for the Clippers.
Important points from Morris. And when he's feeling it, he'll step up and take control.
George against Clarkson. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. The Clippers have gone on a tear here in the fourth. They're 8 of 9 on field goal attempts in the quarter. Oh, and the jam by Leonard.
I mean, this is a battle-tested young player. Leonard's willing to put the team on his back when they really need a bucket.
Clarkson against George. Now, here's Clarkson. He's guarded closely. Out to Conley. 4 on the shot clock. From 13, good for another basket. He's put up 10 shots and made 7 of them.
And there is just no fear in Mike Conley. He has not met a big shot he was afraid to take.
Passes it to Jackson. Hands the three.
He's going to punish you if you leave him open. He's more than willing to take the open three when he's got it.
George against Clarkson. It's in! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Jordan Clarkson coming through in the clutch.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Now here's Leonard. Jackson has the open look on the 3 off target.
And you don't want to give up that kind of look too often.
Clarkson. Good work defensively by Morris. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
And they go to the intentional foul. Good on the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
And just like that, this game is a 2-possession affair.
And the Jazz call time here. .16 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Clarkson. Good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Well, near the basket, sometimes you got to do some things with the basketball just to get it up on the glass. Pretty creative shot there from Jordan.
And now they foul and stop the clock.
You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
So the first one drops, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 5-point game.
Breathe easy now. The biggest free throws in the game, and he's coming through.
Here's Clarkson. Laces one from 3.
I'd like to see more of that from Clarkson. Just get more consistent from the 3-point line. Steps up and knocks that one down.
Los Angeles calls timeout. They lead by 2. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. They foul intentionally. That's what they have to do at this point. And he cannot get the first one to drop. Tough one to miss. He's able to hit the second one, and that makes it a 3-point lead.
looking to tie it up with a big triple.
Well, you could bet that's what they're looking for this late in the game. They need that 3.
So it's the Clippers taking the win in a close one. This win, such a tremendous emotional boost for them.
Really an accomplishment and crazy finish to take a road game like this and simply deflate an entire building.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Hey, thank you, Kevin. Well, Kawhi, it was a marquee matchup tonight, so how enjoyable is it to compete and come out on top in a game like that?
It was very fun. Like I said, you're a little kid. You want to play against the best players. You just want to compete on this high level and with everybody watching.
Well, they saw a great one here tonight, man. Congrats on the W. Kevin, back to you.
All right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. See you later.
I get the bag and I gotta flip it. Shorty, you love me, I tell her she trippin'. I get the top, you know that I'm dippin'. Fuck all the bullshit, I just want the millions, ayy. Say fuck all the bullshit, I just want the millions, ayy.